Reds jumping on up to one of the teams I kind of like, the Chicago Cubs. Kind of like this squad all my life a little bit, but I can't call myself a Cubs fan because I'm definitely a Dodger fan. But Chicago Cubs, they could turn it up this year. Already booked to be in the number 2 spot for the season next year. So these Chicago Cubs right here, how you feeling?
I mean, the Cubs did little to improve. A team that came in 3rd place in NL Central last year. A lot of people might be saying they're saving money to re-sign their key members who are approaching free agency next year. But I don't know. They're like in between buying and selling. They went 84-78 last year and missed the playoffs. I think something similar to that comes this year. I have them winning 83 games, second in division behind the Reds. They didn't really attack their starting rotation. So they got, as their starting rotation, Kyle Hendricks, number 1, Yu Darvish, who was all over the place, number 2, Jose Quintana. Last year, he was the unluckiest starter. He had the largest negative difference between ERA and FIP, which FIBA measures a pitcher's ERA over time with the defense behind him. Number 4, they got John Lester and then Tyler Chatwood. So they have all veteran starting pitchers. Obviously, their lineup is still good with Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, Schwarber, Contreras. So they're going to contend in this division. I just think they're one step lower than the Reds right now. Obviously, that's a bold move on my part because the Reds really haven't proven anything, and they've never been able to take over this division lately. But that's the way I'm looking at it right now. So their projection my projection win total has 85.5. I have them win 83 games.
And that's a little contrarian to the market. A lot of cappers in the market, they're liking the over 86.5 on this one. Now, this one right here is going to be a true test for one of my football analysis to kind of work over in baseball now or see what the difference is. But I do notice in baseball, a pitcher can excel as he gets older. Like he can become better or mature at times. Now, that used to be the case in football as well, but now in football it's kind of reverse. Quarterbacks kind of go down, not up. But baseball is a little different. Like Poppy talked about on a few shows back about what pitch is a pitcher working on the off season and stuff like that. Now, Yu Darvish didn't really show up like he should have last year. So if he gets his thing together, then it really benefits their pitching, and they really do have a chance to go over 86.5. But there we go, and this falls right back in the flip of 13 category because we got a team, they're lowering the bar right here. So last season they were 88, predicted to be 88.5, and they went under by 5 wins. And this year they lowered the bar down to 86.5, and they still hanging on pins and threads on some of the moves that they make and stuff like that, including the change in the manager. So this team could be iffy any way it goes, and you calculate injuries into that. And although the market is going over in this one, I think a good undercall on the Cubs will be comfortable. And since I like them, it'll be more like one of my fan bets that if they happen to succeed further than that, I'm happy for them. But if they don't, then let's collect this money. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I'm looking out there on the Cubs. Now, as far as winning the division, though, I'm not feeling the Cubs winning the division overall. And as a matter of fact, now that I see, I'm calculating everything in, and we moving up into the last team over here, which would be the Cardinals. I see why it's so much value in here because it's really kind of a toss up.
It is. It's wide open. Other than the Pirates, it's basically wide open.
Yeah, it's really kind of a toss up.
I'm throwing the Brewers out, but they still, have a possibility.
Yeah. So far, I'm gonna throw the Cubs out. So I'm gonna throw the Cubs out. The Reds are still a possibility. Yep. They got a lot of volatility. Now, Sports Talk. What up, though? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.